Greetings! Welcome back to Couch Critic. Dennis P. Sat here on my couch using Chelsea Football Club once again. Now before I get into that West Ham review, could you please do me a big favor and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button to keep up with the latest and the newest. First of all, I should apologize this week. My plan was to get Dan Silver from the Chelsea Trust and the Chelsea Fancast on to discuss some of the things that are surrounding the club currently and just off the pitch kind of stuff. And we got it recorded, but unfortunately the audio quality wasn't very good. So rest assured we're gonna get Dan on for next subsequent episode and get into that then. But having said that, we played West Ham today and it finished 2-0 to the Chelsea. Eden Hazard. I don't know what you can say about this guy anymore. Wow, what a golazo! Golazo today, man. My goodness. But on the match itself, pretty straightforward. Chelsea came out in the 4-3-3 featuring Callum Hudson-Odoi on the right flank, Emerson at left back, and the brilliant Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the midfield. Once again, all three came on and had the right sort of energy and drive to get Chelsea playing football. I thought Callum Hudson-Odoi did a great job both ends of the pitch. Defensively, very responsible, knowing where to be, breaking up a few plays as well, using his strength in the right way. In transition, I felt like he was reading the game very well. He was finding the right time to break on West Ham's defense and catch them in transition, which was decent to see from a young player, obviously showing the right sort of maturation in his game. And offensively, again, he still looks so threatening when he's in one-on-one situations. He didn't score or assist today, which is starting to become a rarity. Like, he's usually a goal or an assist every game we see him in now. He looked threatening throughout the match, and I thought that if he keeps this up, just his run of form right now, it's going to be very hard to keep him out of the lineup. As is right now, it probably is pretty hard to keep him out because he's coming with the right energy. The injection of pace on that right flank right now is noticeable. In the case of Emerson, once again, doing a great job of overlapping with Hazard when he was there, and his interplay is starting to improve. You can tell that they have some sort of like communication happening on the pitch that was not necessarily there with Alonso, for instance, and they seem to be linking up quite well. In the case of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, before Hazard scored his second, I know he was brilliant. That first goal was man of the match at any point, on any stage, in any game, but for me, I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek was going to be my man of the match right up until Hazard got his second. I thought Ruben, his drives from midfield, his energy, his passion, and just like his power was just on full display today. I think today is the perfect illustration of how one Ruben Loftus-Cheek has learned under the tutelage of one Eden Hazard. The thing that was noticeable today was not only his technique, but also his ability to shield the ball from the man, and also to use his power and pace to just break right through West Ham's midfield and defense. He was incredible today. Again, just showing the maturation in his game. I mean, if he gives us the same sort of commitment at the defensive end as he does, you know, breaking a play in the midfield and getting forward, he is going to be, even as is right now, from what I see from him, I think he's going to be a scary player. But if he adds the other aspect of his game, like just being more of a defensive presence on the pitch, we got a player. But I think our main star man today was our star man, Eden Hazard, doing it once again. Obviously the goals were brilliant, but I thought his overall play, his link-up play, his dribbling, his technique, his pace, his power were in full display today. He gave West Ham so much to think about because when he's in that form, let's be honest, there's not many in Europe, in the world for that matter, that can match his game. And today was just one of those games. He looked up for it. He looked like he wanted to be a killer today. And when Hazard looks like he wants to be a killer today, Chelsea usually win games because he's a guy that people can rally around on any given day. He can basically do things on his own. I mean, the one indictment of Hazard's game over the years has always been what people like to call consistency, and his ability to do what he did today on a more consistent basis. I don't know. I'm kind of like torn in between the two ideas. I think that like if we can see more of that, man, what a player. If I see brilliance, marks of brilliance like that, even 4, 5, 6, 7 times a year, I'm indebted to that. And those moments in football are not something you see on a regular basis from anybody. It's just the sheer ability to win matches on your own that you don't often see from wide man or number 10s, or however you want to consider Hazard's game. You know, if he leaves, I think the biggest thing is just trying to fill that void. I mean, in every true sense of the word, he's a match winner, and you know, you don't get to see that sort of brilliance on a regular basis. When you can't match that brilliance, and you bring in just a bunch of warm bodies, it doesn't necessarily make you a better team. So when they sell Hazard, they have to look to replace him more so than trying to do it by committee. And when I say replace him, I mean more in the sense of if you get 100 million for Hazard, don't invest it on 3 players. Invest it in one player that's worth 100 million, whether it be a defender, a midfielder, a striker, a winger if you can get one, and match the quality elsewhere. If you just start like buying 3 and 4 players that are like 40 million each or whatever, Bakayoko's now $40 million. Danny Drinko is 32 million. So I think it's more about quality rather than quantity, and I hope that Chelsea understand that coming into the summer. So here we are again, 3 straight wins, 9 points from 3 games, wins against Cardiff, Brighton Hove, and West Ham. And what's interesting in the presser, the post-match presser, Maurizio Sarri says that he is confident that he has 20 players to fill the 2 competitions now, which is a stark contrast to how we finished his year with Napoli, where he was basically down to like 14, 15 players. A lot of people thought that the team burnt out, and that was why he ended up losing the title. So if he is showing that he is evolving as a coach and using more of the squad at this time of year, it can only bode well for us going forward. For me, Pedro looks a lot more threatening coming off the bench than he does as a starter. I love the fact that like Hudson-Odoi has become a bit more of a wild card on that right flank. It just means we become less predictable and have more ways of affecting matches over the course of a season. I mean, Higuain started up front today, and you know, he didn't look great, but he did some things that were positive in the false 9 role. I didn't think that he played an out-and-out striker today. He was dropping deep a lot of the time to collect and build attacks for our wingers. And we switched that again when Drew came on late in the game when we needed to go a little bit more direct. So the fact that Maurizio Sarri actually thinks that he has 20 players that he trusts now that can come in and do a job for him only bodes well for us going forward. It gives us more options, obviously, and also makes us less predictable. So yeah, long may that continue. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Chelsea coming away with another 3 points against West Ham today with Eden Hazard, with just another one of those games that you just gotta shake your head. I hope he doesn't leave. I really wanna see us resign him. Just because he has those moments of brilliance where you just shake your head and you just, you know, you're just in awe of his ability on the ball and like just his ingenuity and what the knock-on effect it has on the rest of the guys on the team as well. And you can see guys like Ruben Loftus-Cheek is learning a lot from him, just being around him, and you feel like Hudson-Odoi can only benefit from having a guy like that to train with week in, week out. So yeah, there's long-term benefits as well, and just to say that to cement him as a legend, I'm kind of like in between right now. I don't like the idea that every time, you know, Real Madrid comes up, he speaks about wanting to be there or it being a dream for him. So that kind of taints his legendary status for me. But you know, if he finishes this year strong and you know we can replace him somehow, I think that his place on Mount Rushmore for Chelsea might be evident at this point. If he finishes strong, first 20-goal season would be nice to see, and you know, just more of the same really from what we saw today would be brilliant. Good send-off for many of us. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'm unfortunately, well, fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm going down to Coachella this year. Band that I play with is gonna be down there, so I'm gonna be sitting in with them, and so unfortunately I won't be able to do a post-match review of the game against Slavia Prague, and possibly, but not definitely, possibly not the Liverpool game, which is going to be a barn burner. We all know it. It's going to be crazy. But if I can get one of those done, I'll probably do the Liverpool one and try and do both the Slavia game and the Liverpool game in one. But falling short of that, I'll be back doing them within the next week and a half. But again, until then, up the Chels and keep the blue flag flying high.